Good morning all, and welcome aboard. My name is Paul K. This is Saturday Mornings Outdoors, and we are on the banks of the foggy Cape Cod Canal on this October morning. It's really sticky and there's clouds of mosquitoes. But I got my bug dope on, and hopefully that don't keep the fish off my lines. And there's just clouds of mosquitoes. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so calm. But we're trying for striped bass once again on the beautiful Cape Cod Canal in this fine morning. So stay tuned and see how we fare. See if we can pull up a few. Trail Boss, we'll let you know. And we are on the foggy banks of the mighty Mississippi, and it's really thick of fog this morning, and I didn't expect it. Well, it said fog burning off, but I didn't think it was going to be this thick. And it's really greasy looking, which I like fishing in this. We are on a west tide, and temperature, the report for this morning is temperatures in the mid 60s, about 67 degrees right now. Barometric pressure is dropping from 30.21. Apparently there's a front moving in tomorrow. Hopefully it won't come because I got plans for tomorrow, but it is what it is. Feels real good to complain, but it don't affect nothing. Moon phase we're on the last quarter. It's the dying moon, and we're fishing for striped bass with mac chunks on the bottom and the usual outfits. And here for the morning bite. Very peaceful here. Not a lot of fishermen. I don't think I saw one. Well, actually I saw one bite guy. But we'll give it a fling and see what the morning bite brings. And we'll let you know. So the first initial signs, we got the cormorants floating by and diving. And we just had this, you can't see it, but right about where the tip of my finger is, that gronky sound, that kind of sound that the cranes make. There's a crane down there and he's fishing. So there's bait in the water, and those are good signs. Coming down there on the way down on 495, right at the Bourne Bridge, I knew I had heard about it in the news that they're working on the bridge. So the traffic's backed up for like a mile and a half before the Bourne, heading onto the Cape. And it's down to all one lane. There's a state policeman guarding one end of the bridge and the other end of the bridge. There's a small hole at the beginning of the bridge, like a pavement lifted off, and then a small hole on the other, and not a soul working. Like absolutely typical. The state policemen are leaning. I was watching him leaning on his vehicle, dozing off. You know, I mean, this is just, and the traffic's backed up for a mile and a half. But welcome to Cape Cod. So I forgot to mention the wind. It's out of the southwest, but it's barely. It's pretty much flat calm, and I love it this way. And you know, getting later on in the season now, the boat traffic generally is going to be dying down. You know, especially when they don't predict a sunny day. It's supposed to be fog in the morning today and cloudy, but almost nil boat traffic, which is awesome for fishing. It's awesome. So let's go. Let's see what we can do. And there's a little mink scooting along there. Beautiful little creature. I can see why they're desirable in mink coats, but he's wiggling his way through the rocks up and through here. Yep, there he is right there. Right there, scooting along, moving along. They can move pretty good. Wildlife this morning. Speaking of that, hunting season's coming up. Getting excited about that. Setting up the bows, shooting the bows, and it's archery season just opened last Monday, and things are switching now in the state of Massachusetts, and I think the outdoorsmen's hearts are turning towards hunting, and I'm gonna go tomorrow. I believe I'm gonna try to go to shoot some clay pigeons and warm up for pheasant season opener, which is coming up next week, and that'll be a blast. I can't wait. That's one of my absolute favorite kind of hunt. And so the seasons are changing, and we come around the full circle again. That's winding down. Mink's just cruising along up and through here. He's searching for stuff to feed on, I suppose. Looking for breakfast. So that crane is sitting motionless right about here. He's hunting, but twice so far, right in this area. It's either a guy scuba diving, which I highly doubt, or it's the dreaded seal. It's something big, but it's surfaced over there. It could be a molar. Those ocean sunfish, they're pelagic fish the size of Volkswagens, come through here commonly this time of year. It could be anything, you know, but let's hope it's not the seal. And a seal. But there's plenty of wildlife in this early morning. Cool to see. First touch of the morning on this rod. Been about an hour and a half since I got here. First touch, it's a west tide, and it's starting to slow down now. It's going to flip to the east. And very quiet. A lot of wildlife though. A lot of good looking critters about. And there's breaking fish right here. Right on top. Busting on top good too. See if they come up again. They busted right up in here in front, but I couldn't get to the camera quick enough. Yeah, there you go. See if you can see that. That movement down there. That would be your topwater breaking fish. And of course my bait's on the bottom. But they're just cruising through. There is life. And fish on. Black sea bass. Nice keeper too. Good looking fish. It's coming on slack now. This is generally what happens, but that's probably a keeper. That would be your 19 inches, I'd say. I'll let him go. Nice little icebreaker. That was a good sized black sea bass too. He fought pretty good for the size of him, you know, but generally this time of year around that slack, that's what you'll get. And that was fun and broke the ice. There are other fishermen starting to show up now. I see the bike guys starting to really come around now. It's kind of late. It's about 9 o'clock, but it is what it is. And this fog is kind of burning off, but I think it's supposed to remain cloudy all day. But that's good for fishing. It keeps the boat traffic down, and let's roll on and see what else we can get. To be honest with you, on that last one, while I was fighting that black sea bass, I actually had a double. This rod went down too, but I didn't have time to work two, of course, and it is what it is, but it happens sometimes. It wasn't big. It was probably another sea bass, but it was a good hit, and I was preoccupied at the moment, so, but stuff happens. That good luck happens like that. I think you're supposed to have the mast up. I don't know what's up with this guy. Doesn't he get it? Like, why? I could see when you're in dock, but I don't know. Fish on. There must be big schools of them up there. It's a little bit smaller, but it's a fine specimen. Black sea bass. Let them go. That's number two, the black sea bass. These rocks are absolutely treacherous this week. I don't know why. Extremely slippery down there. You know, when you get the low tide and the tide has just receded, they're just extra slippery. So you gotta get your sea legs, and you're gonna fall a couple times a year. I have the proof on film. It ain't fun. It ain't pretty either. It's kind of dangerous, but it's part of fishing. You know, I've rolled down hills with shotguns, like tripped over a log and just rolled and rolled, and could have sworn in that microsecond that your life flashes before your eyes as you're rolling down this steep hill and you can't stop your momentum. It's pretty much like I could have sworn my arm was going to be broken, just the impact that I put on it when I fell. And I was just absolutely ecstatic that I just simply didn't break my arm. Basically. Whoop, there's a hit right here. Hang on, there we go. Fish on again, I think. prize, another black sea bass. Boy, they are out there. This is another, this is a fat one. There we go, I got my bait back. He didn't like that. Pretty looking thing. And get him back in. Here's the local fuzz. They watched to see me throw them back. But yeah, they seem to be hitting good now. Black sea bass. Just starting to switch too to the east. And they're seem to be in here pretty thick. It's a good looking fish. They look like, they always remind me of a big black goldfish or carp, kinda. More like a goldfish, like a fancy goldfish, but literally one of the best eating fish in the ocean. Them and black tautog, blackfish. Those are two of the best eating fish out here, and they're in here today. I'm sure there's bait in there. That's what they're after. So the tide has flipped and it's just starting to go now, but what I wanted to show you was these subtle little things, like every now and then certain tides. Now no boats have gone by in a while, but see that current swell? Like the tide surges come like in waves, sort of. Like you can definitely see those defined waves. It's like this extra amount of current coming through than normal. It's kind of strange. It doesn't do it all the time, only it seems to come in spurts. But I see that every now and then, and I kind of notice and I wonder about it, you know. Like most of the time it's just static and the current is moving, but it's flat. But sometimes you just see this rippled swell, like a force of water coming through, you know, and must be like kind of an extra push at certain times of the tides. And you know, it's kind of subtle, but it's very cool. Nobody understands it all. It's just, it's there, and I'm glad I get to photograph it to show, because it's hard to explain in words, but it comes in like spurts, and it doesn't happen all the time. I see it occasionally, usually on super calm, obviously, because the wind will wreck the effect and you won't notice it as much, but on super flat days like today, you can kind of really see it. So the tidal surge, I guess. And you can see it over here too, the kind of extra amount of water flowing through, starting to push through. Interesting. And another one. Guess what this is? Yeah, boy. They told their whole family, and their whole family's showing up. Guess what? This one might not be a black sea bass. Yes, right. That's a big black sea bass. I can't hoist this one. I gotta get him. Sorry about that, folks, but this is a big black sea bass. That is a nice freaking fish. See if I can get this guy unhooked. I know. Get out of there. There we go. That is a nice black sea bass. Wow. It's a good eater. Let him go. A whole herd of them there. You got a whole herd of them. And the beat goes on. Oh, this one got off. A swing and a miss. I can't understand it, man. I mean, look at it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they just parade up and down. And I'm stacking fish up here because I'm fishing. And I'm not trying to sound like a snot, and I'm not trying to sound like a know-it-all, but they are just so programmed in their mind. That's the only way to fish. Look for the easy pot shots, the breaking waters, and throw your lure on top of them and then call yourself a fisherman. I mean, you know, nobody's fishing. They're just cruising and just looking for the easy shots. And I don't know, it's just bizarre. You know, it's just bizarre. They're not fishing. They're just not fishing. They're just, you know, they have the gear. They spent a couple grand on the bicycles and the rods and everything, and they just cruise up and down, and they don't fish. And then when one person catches a fish that's actually fishing, they get online live, and then they get on the phone, and then 80 of these guys come down, and they call that fishing. And I don't get it. I mean, it's not sportsmanlike. It's just, it's a bizarre twist. You know, here comes more, you know. And for that matter, not even anymore they didn't earn it These are all motorized now. These are like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 bicycles. There's no way this kid here is pedaling. You know, they cruise up and down with their motorized bicycles. You know, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's a strange twist. You know, I'm sorry, but that's not a sport. I mean, it's just not. Look, there's a take right there. That's just not a sport, man. They're not fishing. I don't know. To each their, you know, really, the very bottom line, after having just said all that, I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I mean, they you know, I know a lot of guys that do that, and I'm friends with them, and, you know, and it's morphed into a bizarre thing. I mean, they're not fishing anymore. They're just, it's just a strange thing that's happened. And if you want to fish, you'll catch 50 times more, and you'll get to be a better fisherman. It's my opinion. You know, because you're actually fishing and you're learning, not just cruising up and down and taking the easy pot shots. It's so weird. They're happy. They're just happy. I know. Shut up and fish. And that is a real fishing boat. That thing takes the whole school's massive, nice looking boat, trim. I think looks like he's pressure washing the front of it. Marquette Sea. Cool looking boat, man. That's a working, real fishing boat. So the bait's getting low. My spirit somehow gets lost during the week. Like I get pooped. And I come out here and there it is. It's back again. It's amazing. I love this place. And so thank you all so much for coming with me this week. And hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Black sea bass heaven this week. A lot of bait around, a lot of critters around, and stay tuned next week, and we will be back again. My name is Paul K. This has been Saturday Mornings Outdoors. I really want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I really have a lot of fun bringing it to you, and thank you, God, for letting me do this. See you next week, guys. Bye. And yes, one more for the road. Like party boat fishing. Just hoist them up. See you next week, guys.